lecture discussion here because the subject has come up countless times within my own peer group, countless times between what's called reality-based martial arts and then MMA people and all different kinds of martial arts have their opinion. And we're talking about disarms, talking about taking away weapons, where that weapon is typically in Filipino martial arts, it's a stick. You're talking about disarming a stick. And in my curriculum, we have 15 ways for each side of the body. And you could go down the middle, you could do that 30 ways. Basically, 15 ways to deal with that. I really think you should limit that number to about 5 for practical purposes, okay? In other words, you have 2 or 3 of those for each kind of a strike that you could pull off under pressure, okay? However, I was talking to a student and training him earlier out of a flowing attack, you know, really struggling to reach for and grab and take the weapon is not how you execute a disarm. You execute a disarm essentially when the person hands you the weapon. So when they strike you and the hand is close enough to you that you can take the weapon away. And usually, almost always, that will involve me having struck them or you having struck them repeatedly during the process of the disarm and then after the disarm. So we always say for our curriculum base that there's 2 hits during the process and there's 5 hits after that, okay? And as you grow in experience, that number can increase, okay, or decrease depending on need. And that's something that you need to look at no matter how many ways you teach the disarm. I saw a guy, he's good, teaching maybe the disarm of the week or the disarm of the day, I think on YouTube, maybe on Facebook, I don't know, but really good disarms, okay? Missing all of the strikes, missing all of the things that are gonna make that disarm work on somebody who's really trying to hit you. That's kind of where people that practice disarms with a stick, and then their friend comes over who's never done a martial art, and he says, watch, I'm gonna take this stick away, and he can't do it. The guy won't let go. If you whack him a few times, he'll forget about holding on to the stick. Also, if you've whacked him already a few times, then when he hits you, it gets close to your body, you hit him during the process and you hit him after, that disarm is gonna work a hell of a lot better. If you're not doing that, then just stop talking about disarms. Just stop completely talking about where they work or not, because you're not doing it correctly, even in the smallest degree. You might have the mechanics and the structure correct, but you don't understand it, therefore it's not gonna work the way you present it. So please, you know, really stop arguing and fussing about that. If you hit a person enough times, they're gonna hand you the weapon. They may be asleep when they do it, but they're gonna hand you the weapon. And this is something that I can't emphasize enough. In your routine practice of disarms, add at least 2 or 3 strikes every time. If you're not doing that, you're doing yourself and your students a disservice, and probably, you know, yeah, it's not going to work when you try to do it in a what they call a stressor, or a, what do they call it, a resisting opponent, aggressive opponent, resisting opponent, or under pressure. That's the word they like to use. So I can do it under pressure because you're the one that's going to be under pressure, bro. So think about that.